There is fire on the mountain, and the smoke is rising from the seat of the Caliphate. Just when we thought the situation involving the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, had stabilized following his transfer to the northwest, a terrifying new development has shattered that illusion. The headline you are seeing is not just a rumor. It is a security red alert that has the Department of State Services, DSS, and the Nigerian Correctional Service in Sokoto scrambling. We are broadcasting live with urgent details coming out of Sokoto State today, Saturday, December 20, 2025. The State Police Command has issued a severe Yuletide security alert, but this is not your regular don't drink and drive warning. This specific alert points to the emergence of a dangerous new syndicate known as the Sai Malam cult group. Intelligence reports suggest that this group, which has been operating in the shadows of the metropolis, is mobilizing with a violence that has authorities deeply worried. And here's the scary part. Their activities are inching closer and closer to the very facility where Nnamdi Kanu is being held. This news hits differently because of why Kanu was taken to Sokoto in the first place. Remember, Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court ordered his transfer from Abuja to Sokoto specifically for protective custody. The court argued that Kuje prison was too porous and prone to jailbreaks. But now, barely a month after that controversial transfer, we are hearing of a new cult group rising in the exact city that was supposed to be his safe haven. The irony is bitter, but the danger is real. The Sai Malam group is reportedly not just a band of street thugs. Security sources in the northwest are describing them as a hybrid of political enforcers and radicalized youths who have been emboldened by the general insecurity in the region. Their emergence during this Yuletide season, a time when security is usually stretched thin, has forced the police to flood the streets. We have received reports of Armoured Personnel Carriers, APCs, being deployed around the Sokoto Custodial Centre on Marina Road. But the question on everyone's lips is it enough? This development validates the fears raised by the Kanu family and his legal team just weeks ago. When the transfer was first announced, his brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, screamed that taking him to Sokoto was a death sentence. They warned that moving him 700 kilometers away from his support base to a region battling banditry and now apparently violent cultism was a setup. Today, those fears look like prophecies. If a group like Sai Malam decides to make a statement by targeting the facility or even creating chaos that compromises the prison's perimeter, the life of the IPOB leader is in direct jeopardy. We must also look at the recent high-profile visits that might have inadvertently put a target on his back. Just yesterday, we saw the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto, Matthew Kukah, visit Kanu in his cell. Before that, Abia State Governor Alex Oti was there. These visits proved Kanu is physically there, but they also highlighted his presence to every bad actor in the state. By confirming exactly where he is, the government may have rung a dinner bell for groups like Sai Malam looking for cheap popularity or a high-value hostage. The Sai Malam alert specifically warns residents to be vigilant during the Christmas and New Year celebrations. But for the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, this is ammunition for their ongoing legal battle. Remember, the court rejected their application to move him back to Abuja just last week, claiming the request was academic. With this new security threat, that request is no longer academic, it is a matter of life and death. How can the government justify keeping a high-profile political prisoner in a city where the police are actively battling a rising cult group amongst others? The atmosphere in Sokoto right now is tense. Residents are seeing more checkpoints, more stop and search operations, and a heavy military presence. The government is trying to project control, promising no mercy to criminals as per President Tinubu's recent directive. But we know how these things go. The Sai Malam group didn't just appear overnight. They are a symptom of the deeper security rot in the northwest. And right in the middle of this storm sits Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a man whose safety is the responsibility of the federal government. I need to hear your voice on this. Do you think the government made a mistake by moving him to Sokoto? Does the emergence of this Sai Malam group prove that the protective custodian narrative was a lie? And what should the Southeast governors do now that their son is in a city facing a fresh security crisis? Drop your comments below. Let's get the conversation started.
Please, family, this story is developing rapidly. We are monitoring the police scanner and our sources in Sokoto to see if there are any direct clashes between this new group and security forces. To stay ahead of the news, smash that like button right now. It helps us expose these stories. And if you haven't, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. You do not want to wake up to a story you could have seen coming. We will keep asking the tough questions. Is Sai Malam a political creation? Is it a distraction? Or is it the threat that will force the government to finally bring Kanu back to Abuja? The next few days of this Yuletide season will tell us everything. Stay safe and stay tuned.